Previously on Normal Boots Club, Gerard gave us a full tour of the Asagao campus, and the last stop on the tour was the Normal Boots Club room. Next to the club room was a closet, and apparently you are always supposed to knock on the door to the closet before you go in. I thought it was because there's people getting it on in the closets, but apparently there's ghosts in the closets. Yeah, apparently there's ghosts in the closets, because, well, go back and watch that. And if you haven't watched that, then you're not going to know what's going on in here. So go back and watch that, and then come watch this, and you'll know why there's ghosts in the closets. Well, you won't know why there's ghosts in the closet, but you'll know that there's ghosts in the closets. Spoilers. Ignoring that last incident, Gerard truly went out of his way to show he was thinking about me. In fact, I got the impression he was this way for everyone, maybe even everything. He was thorough, very thorough, and when he wanted to help you, he did everything in his power to do so. Maybe it hadn't meant much to him, but it meant a lot to me. I returned to the dorm and crawled into bed with a smile on my face, ready to take on the next day. This time, I knew I wouldn't get lost. Oh my god. Really? Vi and I arrived in Poppy Hall the next morning, and it immediately became clear. Something changed. Posters drenched in nausea-inducing neon colors were plastered on the lockers. Several students gathered to take a look. Oh my gosh. Yeah, my first impression too. We walked over to one of the walls to get a better look. Is that Jared? When Mai didn't respond, I turned to look at her. The expression on her face told me that her mind wandered somewhere that would have made a call girl blush. Mai, you're drooling. That seemed to jolt her out of her fantasy. She lifted a sleeve to wipe away the dribble on her chin. I am not! What are these posters for? Well, last year Jared put on a fashion show. It looks like he's doing it again this year. I didn't know Jared was into fashion. He's probably not into fashion, he's just into showing off his damn self. Mai shrugged. He's not. I was right. I waited for some type of clarification.
So cute.
One time in biology, I saw him take off his sweater and his shirt kind of got stuck to it and it pulled up, and I swear he had like 20 abs. Oh, good God. I waited in vain.
Good morning.
Hello, ladies. Oh no. Mai and I whipped around. There stood Jared in all his glittering, magnificent glory. Mai's face turned a blushing pink. The most beautiful guy in school. I see her admiring my totally sweet posters. Yeah. They're really something, Jared. I like your abs. This is becoming more of a trope-filled anime every freaking second. With sudden soul-crushing realization of what she said, her expression twisted into a mixture of horror and disgust. Jared was unfazed. Thanks, but Hannah, it was actually you I wanted to speak to. Why would he want to talk to me? Oh. Yeah, okay, what's up? Jared looked expectantly at Mai. She didn't move. Realizing she was in trouble, I nudged her with my elbow as subtly as I could.
Hey!
That wasn't subtly, that was like, boosh. Mai, would you get me a soda? I'm really thirsty. Scamper along. Run along, nothing to see here. Without a word, Mai scuttled away. Jared turned back to me, a cool glint in his eye. He seemed used to the effect he had on women. I wanted to talk to you about the fashion show. Actually, you're new here and all, so you probably don't know. But every year I like to put on a little fashion show to showcase my modeling skills.
What?
Of course you do. What? You know, just to make sure people don't forget what I'm capable of. And he reached into his pocket, pulled out a stack of glossy photos, and thrust them into my hands. I stared down at them in awe. What the f- I flipped through them, starting to notice a pattern. Yeah,
It looks like this. I'm the most handsome boy in school. I get all the chicks. I glitter.
As you can tell, my beauty is something that simply can't go to waste. I like to hold a fashion show here at Asagao Academy to ensure everyone gets their yearly dose of Pro Jared. But we do that in his modeling way.
I remember telling her something that can't get away. God.
I flipped the last photo. He shot up my neck and into my ears. Surely this was some kind of joke. I shoved the stack of photos back at him, wiping my sweaty palms against my skirt. What does this have to do with me? Let's see. That might have been a touch rude. Jared, as smooth as ever, simply smiled. I think you have potential, Hannah. He suddenly leaned in close to me, so close, in fact, that I could smell his cologne, a musky, sweet aroma of earthly scents and ham. Potential for what, exactly? Jared shifted, his mouth so close to my ear I could feel its heat. Do I have to send the children away? For greatness. For greatness!
For greatness!
He reached into his shirt pocket and retrieved a small slip of paper. With quivering hands, I accepted it.
All right.
My card. My number's on the bottom. If you're ever interested, I could teach you a thing or two about modeling. Here's my audition.
I'm Pro Jared. Do I get the modeling job now? Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I stared down at the card in my hand, feeling that if I looked away, it would disappear. By the time I gathered the courage to face him again, Jared was gone. Feeling quite dizzy, I headed for class. Yeah, it makes you
go like this, but it doesn't.
People's watching this.
Go like that. Try that for a little while. It'll make you dizzy.
The business card strangled to death in my white-knuckled hand. By the time I got through the milling students into the classroom, I was sitting at her desk, face down and completely still. I took my seat and twisted around to poke the dejected, my-shaped heap. She didn't budge. Hi? Hi? I heard a muffled groan of despair. I'm such a social disaster! No, you're not. I tried to sound comforting, but I was never good at this sort of thing. Mai finally lifted her head from her desk. What's that? She motioned to the business card that was still in my hand. I set it in front of her. Mai appraised it for a long minute with a blank face, as if I set a rare artifact in front of her that she didn't actually believe was real. And her eyebrows pulled together. I gave you his number!
Well,
Well, yeah, sort of. I mean, not really. He said I should call him if I want him to teach me how to model like him. It was embarrassing to even say, and the words felt awkward in my mouth. The moment I said them out loud, I wished I could grab them back and swallow them. I expected Maya to give me a once-over before making an off-the-cuff comment about how I wasn't really pretty enough to be a model. But she didn't.
yeah!
He, totally wants to get with you. Her tone was matter of fact. I gaped. What? No, he doesn't. Why would you even? No, no.
We know.
Okay, Hannah, I've taken enough sex ed classes to know when a guy fully wants you and Jared, fully wants you. Did I read that correctly? Okay, Hannah, I've taken enough sex ed. Yep, I read that right. Oh my god. Mortified, I snatched the business card off her desk and shoved it into my jacket pocket, turning away. My cheeks felt like they were on fire. By now, the classroom was filled with students. They chatted amongst themselves, but the white noise of their conversation wasn't loud enough to drown my out. Out of the corner of my eye, I could see John and PPG seated in their desks at the back of the classroom. I'm talking serious, grabby hands in the back of Dad's Camaro here. You're going to make babies with Pro Jared, Hannah. Grabby hands in the back of a Camaro. Really? Do I need to send I'm gonna ask again, do I need to send the children away? Is this kind of game? The back of a Camaro, really? Well, I guess for me it was a Pontiac Sunfire, but that's probably TMI. Little glittering Jared babies. No. Why did Maya's voice all of a sudden sound like my Flowey voice? You're totally crazy. I don't know what you're talking about. Miss Shizuka, like some kind of angel, cleared her throat at the front of the class. I exhaled gratefully and sunk down in my seat. Saved by the bell. When class finally ended, Maya and I headed for the cafeteria, the incident forgotten in her hurried attempt to explain Miss Shizuka's scandalous last relationship.
What a jerk!
Seriously, he spent all his time trying to choose between her and some dead chick who only liked him because he looked like her ex-boyfriend. Inuyasha much? I mean, who does that? Inuyasha much? We got our food and hesitated in the middle of the room, looking at the normal boots table. Neither of us wanted to go up and demand a seat, especially after wiggling our way in the day before. What if they changed their minds? But Satch, noticing us standing like lost lambs in the middle of the room, waved us over.
Hey, girl.
He said, "Hey, girl." Hey, girl, how was class? Oh, you know, normal. Anything but normal. Satch nodded and turned away, having been in the middle of talking to Josh. That was awkward. Despite how familiarly he treated me, I still didn't know how to talk to him, or any of them. I looked across the table and locked eyes with PPG, who stared at me like I was a baby German Shepherd. Baby German Shepherds are cute, so he probably thinks you're cute. You...
Alright!
Cookies! What?
What?
I'm
Oh,
confused.
sick!
Gerard! You bought us cookies! You're the best, Gerard! Paul sprang out of his chair and practically tackled Gerard.
Ah,
Whoa, calm down. There's more than enough cookies to go around. Gerard started passing the cookies around the table to pause. You're back again. He looked at Mai and me, and I tried to ignore the disappointment on his face. Well, here. He handed us each a cookie, then handed back to the cafeteria. I stared at the small chocolate chips melting in the warm cookie. Did he not want us to be here? But no, he didn't have enough cookies. He went across the cafeteria to get more cookies. That's why he was disappointed, because he didn't grab enough cookies. He worked so hard to get everything that he needed, and then came back to find out that he didn't have everything and had to go back. It's like a completionist's nightmare that you just gave him, Hannah. He's not being rude. He didn't grab enough cookies. Didn't know you were there. He did not want us to be here, but yesterday he was so nice. He was so nice yesterday. I didn't even want to eat the cookie. Not if he was going to be as two-faced as that. He went back to get more cookies. Okay, more cookies. Hey, watch where you're going next time, short boy. Where short boy? A sheepish Gerard stood next to a short, skinny boy who was holding his tray above his head. I'm sorry, I'll be more careful next time. Oh, you're from the normal boots. Wait, you're the guy who plays with itty-bitty kitties, aren't you? Wait, I remember this much. I remember that... I don't remember a lot of details. I just remember how cute Gerard was talking about this game when he did his completionist review on it. And gave it his completionist rating of date it. But he gave his completionist review on it, and his character collects itty bitty kitty figurines. I remember that much. How the hell did you manage to get in with a group like that?
huh?
They're my friends. Playing with those stupid dolls. You're an embarrassment. Hey! The kid's friends were hitting his shoulders, looking from Gerard to our table with panicked eyes.
I like what I like.
I think they're fun. Whatever. The kid was led off by his friends. Gerard came back and sat down at the table. That was weird. Gerard sat down and began happily munching on his cookie, looking for all the world like he didn't even care about what just happened. I scanned the cafeteria for the boy who heckled him and found him sitting alone at the table, head in his hands, his friends left him behind. Well, if your friend's gonna be a bully, then you probably should. Like, if you're gonna bully other people, then you find out what it's like not to have people wanting to hang out with you. I don't want to hang out with a bully. So good for them. His friends had left him behind. What was that about? Oh, that? I used to get it all the time. I collect itty bitty kitty figurines. You know, that kid show with the 5 kittens who live in Kitten Town? They were originally supposed to have magic powers, but whatever. I collect their figurines. They're so cute. I've almost got them all. I'm only missing Princess Pumpernickel. She's the rarest. But why was that guy making fun of you? Doesn't it bother you? I was afraid of bringing up bad feelings, but Gerard just shook his head. He looks sad. Or is he sad because of Pumpernickel? It looks kind of weird, right? A teenage boy collecting toys meant for little girls? A little bit, but I'm not gonna judge you, Barry. And I'm not gonna judge. I do weird things. But I like them, so I don't let it bother me. Like, to each their own. Like, if it's not affecting you, then why are you being a douche to somebody about something that's not, like, affecting you? Sorry, I didn't bring enough cookies the first time, Hannah. I forgot that you were joining us again, but I'm glad you're here. See? I was right. He was upset because he didn't bring enough cookies. He had to go back. He had to go back to a level because he didn't complete it. And that is a complete, that pisses off completionists. I bit my lip. See, Hannah, he was being nice the whole time, and here you were jumping to conclusions. Yeah. Hey, your cookie. They get cold if you don't eat it. I unwrapped the cookie. Scent of chocolate and cinnamon hit me. I want a cookie. No, we don't have any cookies. How do I do not have any cookies in my house? How did I let this happen? I broke off a piece and popped it into my mouth. Gerard whispered something in Nick's ear, who started laughing so hard milk came out his nose. That hurts. Hurts when soda comes out of your nose. Was he really okay with people making fun of him? I couldn't believe it. I didn't believe it. At my old school, people made fun of me every day. It was hell. There was no way he could just brush it off like that. Not when I tried so hard to do the same. Some people can and some people can't. I couldn't. And Gerard continued to laugh with the rest of the normal boots. I wondered whether it was as impossible as I always thought.
Oh, no.
Anna, can you pass me some pepper? I got it! Here, Jared! No. Thanks. What's your name again? Mai.
Nice.
Thanks, Mai. Or should I say,
Thanks, Mike.
well, Hannah, ready to head back? Huh? Oh, yeah. Did Mai look sad? Or did I imagine it? Well, she's sad because she wants Jared to like her. Notice me, senpai! We threw our trays on the racks and headed out of the cafeteria. As we waited the normal boots and Gerard cheerily waved back, a sudden pang hit my stomach. Was it guilt? Now, if you were actively, like, trying to get with the guy she wanted, then yeah, I could see you feeling guilty. But he's the one shoving his shirtless Jabba the Hutt pictures in your face. So you shouldn't feel guilty. Just ignore him. Go after Satch or PPG. Those are the ones that I'm between now. Which route I'm going to take, either PPG or Satch, because they're both cool. After class ended that day, Maya said she had volleyball practice and sped off. Thankfully, this time I knew where I was going, so I headed straight back and collapsed on my bed. And my throat hurts from all the... It was nice to have some time to myself. After everything that happened, I felt like I was going crazy. I could use some relaxation. I didn't have a computer or a TV, and the book Satch gave me was really good, but sometimes got a bit hard to read. Instead, I took out my phone and started flipping through the App Store. Nothing really looked good. What was this? I sat up. Dumby Doom's Revenge. Face off against 3 other players as you catch monsters, raise them, and use your unique skills to aid you on your puzzle-solving quest. Only you can save Metaworld from its ignorant king and utter destruction. Now the single-player campaign. Raise crops to feed your monsters. If you're lucky, they'll transform into cute girls. What the hell? It looks so stupid, but it couldn't hurt to give it a try. I downloaded and started up the game. I like the music! Welcome to Dumby Doom's Revenge! I skipped the intro sequence and quickly hit single player. Loading. The loading times were terrible. Hey, just when you think your loading times are terrible, just be thankful it's not Bethesda. Suddenly a cartoonish hilly valley met my eyes, panning over a wide castle nestled next to a cliff. A lazy king lay asleep on a throne when a squat silver soldier ran into the room. King Dumby-Doom, quickly! We're under attack! Oh, just send the 1st Battalion off, please. I am rather tired. The knight left and the screen faded into a world map showing a horde of black blobs on the right side of the screen. A small group of knights ran up against the blob and were instantly devoured. One of the black blobs spit out a helmet with a skull inside. What the hell is this game? Things continued in this way, with the king sending off his battalions haphazardly until no one was left. Then the king awoke in his chair and turned to the screen. You! Oops. You! Me? Only you can save my kingdom! Please! Now why does the king sound like my... why does the king sound like my papyrus voice? I don't think I can save your kingdom. You're the one menacing it. How dare you? What the hell? Could this thing hear me? You are no longer my advisor. Go back to your home and village and let me deal with this myself. A tiny sprite with brown hair flew across the world map, bouncing into a bunch of red houses. I guess my only choice is to raise an army of monsters myself, overthrow the king, and then raise an army to fight the oncoming Blobbity Blues. How the hell did you come to that conclusion? Finally, I was allowed to play the actual game. A dozen multicolored blocks appeared on the screen. The monsters I was initially given could only hit their corresponding colors and couldn't activate any traps. Supposedly, more monsters could eventually learn how to set traps, and you could do certain combos to hinder the opposing team. If you had an attractive girl on your team, she could use the ability to double the rate of your opponent's blocks or have their clock time. But that had a drawback for you too, and could be used as an asset by the opponent. Not to mention that certain color combinations between girls and monsters activated unique sets of abilities, and you could also involve your monsters in feeding them things. How the heck am I supposed to remember all of this? I failed the first few times, but quickly got the hang of it. It was just about being adaptable and maintaining a flexible strategy after all. It was like Pokemon meets Fire Emblem, is what it sounds like. My eyes started to hurt, and I looked at the time. 8 o'clock? It'd been 4 hours! You could easily pour hours and hours into games like that and not even freaking realize it. I had reading to do. I grabbed my textbook, flicked my radio on and began to read. There have been many tales of times when the moon has fallen on other planets, the most popular of these being the myth of Termina. Being the myth of Termina. However, these myths have never proven to be more than hallucination. My eyes blurred over my astronomy textbook and I yawned. It's only 8 o'clock. How are you tired? The Schubert piece floating from my radio made me want to go to sleep, and I toyed with the idea of going to class without finishing my reading. Who cared how many times the moon was supposed to fall, especially when time travel was involved? Hannah! Mai burst through the door, flung herself across the room, and grabbed my radio.
Hey!
Does she ever make a quiet entrance? Hey, where have you been? What are you doing? Give me a second, we're missing it. There we go. Oh, hey, PPG's on the radio, but I swear that dog was the living worst. That's why you need a bird, my lovely Jaquez. That's why you need a bird, like my lovely Jaquez. What's your time? Not Jaquez. What is this? Shh.
Hey.
So the time has come to make an official announcement. This year, just like every other year, the Normal Boots Club will be participating in the video game tournament.
Yeah.
Woohoo! Yeah! As PPG applauded as though he were a crowd of 30 people, I shot a puzzled glance at mine. I hope you guys will support us again this year, and best of luck to our competitors. You guys are going down! Hidden Blocks. Yes, Hidden Blocks is going down. And now for some music. I turned down the radio and sighed. Okay, what did you want? What was that? PB&J. It's PBG and John's radio show. They have a radio show? What do they do on it? Oh, you know, they talk and stuff and play music sometimes. Everyone in school listens to it. I'm so glad you brought your radio. I forgot mine at home. And a video game tournament? Yeah, didn't you hear them talking about it the other day? No. Come to think of it, I hadn't paid much attention to their conversation. I was too busy worrying about myself. Every year they have a game tournament at Higginbottom Mall. Lots of people come to compete, but everybody knows the real fight is between the Normal Boots Club and the Hidden Block Club. Is that what they do? Video game tournaments? Yeah, that's why nobody ever joined them since their inception. Well, I guess partly they're a group of friends who just happen to make a club together, but also, unless you're really talented, you'll just drag them down. Ouch. Not all of them are so harsh, but some of them. Mai glanced away, but I felt like she knew who she was talking about. Jared! Senpai! That's too bad. The conversation I had before with Jimmy and Caddy came to mind. But they really thought I was joining the Normal Boots Club? There was no way. I hadn't played a video game since I was a kid. My father gave me a 4DS. 4DS is gonna be the new thing. You'll be able to smell the Pokemon. Oh no. Oh no, Gryffindor! Ugh. Oh, is this gonna be sad? This better not be sad. The night before I left home for Asagao, my dad came to visit me in my room. I had packed a few things I owned into a briefcase and a single cardboard box set to be shipped with the train. I sat and stared at the box, somewhat bitter. I barely even needed it. I didn't own much. I'd asked Hannah's daddy. Hannah? Yeah, Dad? My father stood in front of me, a wary smile on his face. Even though he tried to hide it, I could see the deep wrinkles around his eyes and forehead, that he was tired, sad. The past few years had taken their toll on him, and I hadn't eased things. You'll be leaving tomorrow. Yeah. A heavy silence hung between us, filling my childhood bedroom like styrofoam. Are you excited? Yeah, I am. He nodded and glanced around my room, the pale blue walls, the broken clock above my old desk, the scruff marks around the door frame where I ran into it as a kid. I lived in this house almost my entire life, ever since moving after kindergarten. It was everything I knew, but now it was too much for me. The decision to transfer to Asagao didn't come lightly. First, it was a prestigious institution with a highly prized reputation. Only the best of the best, touting either great grades, impressive talent, or lots of money could get in. I was none of those things, but I made it in regardless. Part of me suspected I was a charity case. I received a small scholarship, and it would no doubt look good for the academy to have fostered a poverty-stricken child in its walls. And despite the fact that my father couldn't afford it, even with the scholarship, he guaranteed he'd support me if I went. I looked again at the wrinkles in his face and his sagging shoulders. He pressed his hands against his body to hide the way he shook. All for me. He'd be all alone. Oh. I think I remember from the completionist video, I think I remember a little bit of Maya's backstory. My memory is garbage, but if I do remember it, I won't say it until it's no spoilers for the peoples. I'm glad you're going. I think this will be good for you. Yeah. I wish I could say something else, but nothing came. Well, honey, just in case you get homesick, I got a present for you. A present? From his pocket, my dad produced a shining pink... I know this is supposed to be serious, but I'm laughing at the names here. Nintendo 4DS and placed it in my hands. For you. But... why? How? Dad, this costs so much. You're already killing yourself to let me go. Why would you... Tears spilled from my eyes as my dad smiled. Nothing is too good for you, my dear Hannah. His voice was trembling. You're my pride and joy. You deserve so much better than you've gotten from me. Dad, don't make me cry. Go to Asagao, have fun, make lots of friends, and when you get homesick, you play with that. I'll make do. I stood up and hugged him, burying my face in his scratchy sweater and oatmeal smell. I'll miss you. I'll miss you too, my little parrot. I'm gonna cry! Don't make me cry. But the thing is, he forgot to give me a cartridge to play with. Parents in video games, they try, but they don't know. They don't know. Now I glanced at the machine hidden behind my desk lamp. Maya watched me carefully.
Wow.
Well, you never know what could happen. Wait, what do you mean? Nothing at all. But I'll just go back. Oh, but I just got back, so I have work to do. Work, right. PPG. And I still had that project due. Excuse me, too much Dr. Pepper. Let me start over. PPG and I still had that project due, and we hadn't met to discuss it at all. He said he had it under control, but I should probably make a backup plan just in case. It wasn't that I didn't trust him, it was just that, okay, I didn't trust him. Sighing, I worked a kink out of my shoulder. It looked like it would be a long night. What was that noise? Stop it, please. I'm coming. Who on earth would do this so early? So early in the morning, in fact, that it wasn't even light out. I quietly padded over to the door. Maya shifted in her bed.
What?
The fuck? It's about time. Who? Oh, honey. Josholina? No. He. There's a beard. That's a man. I pushed past me and swept into the room, flipping on the light switch. Paul and Nick followed after him. Anna, I feel just terrible for ruining your uniform. Seriously, we owe you an apology and a clean uniform. You couldn't come during the day. We're sorry for ruining your uniform, and now we're gonna burst into your room at like 3 o'clock in the morning, cross-dressing and waking everybody up. I'm not so good at that kind of thing, so I brought a friend to help me. Josh pulled open my drawer and tossed out the clothes left and right. Now you're going through my shit! Stop it! That's my underwear! What's wrong with you? Get these transvestites out of my dorm room! I ran to him and grabbed his arm, trying to pull him away. These panties are so cute. They're perfect for you. Get out! Wait! Get away from there! What the fuck? Where's your uniform? I ducked below Josh Josh and pulled open the door, pulling out the sticky fabric. Here, take it! Just take it and get the fuck out! I threw it at Josh's face, but he caught it with ease. This is no problem. I promise. I'll have this cleaned up in no time. Girls? What the actual fuck is going on? The actual fuck. Paul, Nick, and Josh swept from my room, but they didn't head towards the hall exit. Instead, they turned left, heading deeper into the dormitory. I didn't have a good feeling about this. I stepped into my slippers and ran into the hallway just in time to see the door to the girls' bathroom close. Oh no. Ah! What are you doing in here? That's what I would be saying if you jump into... I'm not even gonna. I sprinted to the bathroom door, but before I could get there, Paul and Nick slammed into the wall across from the door. Men like you are the worst. Hello, Mimi. Can you help me get these transvestites out of the dorm, please? Whoa, no, this is all a misunderstanding. Please, I'm sure it was. No, Mimi, it really was. Wait a second, where's the other person who was with them? She's doing something with a uniform in the sink. She. Do you not notice the beard? Mimi tossed her head with a sniff and headed back to the bathroom. She actually thinks Josh is a girl? She wouldn't be the first. Josh himself believes he's a girl. That wig is magic. Okay, I can accept this. Well, stay out of the girls' bathroom. It's not exactly going to help your platform if word gets around that you're a pervert. A shadow fell over Paul's face. I sighed. Don't worry. Talk to Mimi. Go back to the boys' dorm.
All right.
Thank you so much, Anna. Yeah. What crack is being... I watched them scamper away, then headed to the bathroom. Hey, Josh, Lena. You and I should probably get going. I rounded the corner and found him doing Mimi's hair. In a second, Hannah. I'm just gonna finish this. Okay, then. Hannah, have you met Josh and Lena? She's so good with hair. And look, she even got the stain out of this shirt. Beard! Mimi held up my uniform.
Really?
Really? Thank goodness. Thank you so much. It's no problem, honey. I guess I'll let you finish. Mimi, you won't tell anyone about Paul and Nick coming into the bathroom, will you? Why wouldn't I? Well, as class representatives, they were just trying to help Joshalina get her bearings, and they were showing her where the bathroom was. I should have been the one to show her, but I was asleep and they didn't want to wake me up. Oh, well, I guess it's fine then. So much bullshit! So much anime trope bullshit! Thank you! I stood staring at them, unsure of what to do next. Do you mind? I need to concentrate to finish this. Oh, I'm sorry. I went back to my room. Life at Asagao never got easier, did it? Mai was still asleep when I got back. There was no way I was going back to bed, so I changed into my uniform, grabbed my bag, and went back to class early. My plan was to get... Okay, no. Peoples, I am actually going to, on that interesting note, leave the video right here. and I don't even know how to outro this other than to say that I will see you next week on Mon Games for another Asagao Academy. Or if you don't want to wait to see my silly face, tomorrow's Terry Tuesday. Bye bye. The fuck.